Boy, is it a gloomy day outside. It's really overcast and it's kind of spitting rain a little bit. Do you need to have your spirits lifted? Do you need to lift your spirit? I'll talk about that in just a second. I know that sometimes these gloomy days and sometimes the pressures of life make us, feel a little bit negative. Sometimes we get down in the dumps and maybe we just don't feel like doing anything. One of those days you just feel like staying in bed. Well, how can we lift our spirits? Well, here's a few ways that you can do that. You can listen to inspiring music. It might just be beautiful music, or it might be music with a positive message to it. That always lifts a person's spirit. It's also a good idea to surround yourself with positive people. Be with a positive crowd, a group of people that are happy and want to share good things with you, or people with common interests. That's a great thing to do. In addition to this, laugh. If it's funny, laugh. If it's not funny, find something that is funny to laugh about. That's why I think that stand-up comedians, especially the ones that can keep it clean, have some of the best jobs in America. Also, rest when you need to. If you overextend yourself and you try to do too much, or you stay up too late, you can find yourself really worn out and it doesn't do much for you emotionally. And lastly, get a little perspective. Sometimes I complain about mowing the yard. Oh, I got all this yard to mow. You know what? Some people aren't fortunate enough to have a yard, and I've got 3. Maybe I should get a little perspective. What if I didn't have a yard to mow? What if I didn't have a home to live in? What if I was sick or had family members that were sick or something like that? Sometimes it helps us to, even when we're feeling a little bit blue or grumpy or down, to get a little perspective on things. I've got it pretty good when you look at it in the big scheme of things. And I'll bet most of us do. Certainly we all have tragedy, but for the most part, we would probably have to say we are indeed a blessed people. That's important to get a little perspective. Those things can lift your spirit. But there's a parallel with that, guys. Think about this. If you need your spirit to be lifted, listen to positive music. Kind of like the music that they start church with. Surround yourself with positive people. Kind of like a lot of the people you go to church with. Also, I said laugh. A lot of humor can be had with your church friends. Rest? Well, that's what the Sabbath is for. And getting perspective. Remembering that, in all the world, many people cannot worship in spirit and truth freely. They have to do it afraid. Not to mention the fact that if you're a follower of Christ, your soul is free, and you're just a temporary resident of this world, and you're a citizen of heaven. All of that combined ought to lift your spirit. We can think of these things that bring us down, and if we get just a little perspective, we can sometimes soar like on the wings of eagles. We can run and not grow weary. And we can keep on fighting the good fight for one more day. The worry of today is sufficient. Just today. The grace is sufficient for today's worry. If you try to deal with tomorrow's worry today, you're going to find yourself in a pretty negative space. Have a great day. Be kind to each other. See you next time.